Hey guys, in this video I'm going to teach you how to graph linear inequalities in two variables. There are 3 steps in order to do this. Step number 1 is to make sure that it is in the form y equals mx plus b. Technically it won't be an equal sign, it'll be an inequality, but we need it to be y equals mx plus b. Alright, then you're going to graph the inequality. The first thing you need to do once you graph the line is decide if the line is solid or dashed. The way you decide is by looking at the sign. If the sign has a line underneath, like one of these, it will be solid. If it does not have a line underneath, it will be dashed. From there, you need to shade, and we'll talk a little bit about what that means. All right, so let's just go ahead and start here. Our first inequality is y is less than negative 2x plus 4. So when you're graphing, the first thing you want to do is start just like you would an equation. Start at the y-intercept, which in this case is 4. Then use the slope, which is negative 2, to find more points. So down 2, right 1. Down 2, right 1. And again, you really only need to have 3 points for these, so you can stop after that. And then I need to decide if the line is going to be solid or dashed. Notice there's no line underneath my symbol, which means that my line is going to be dashed. So the way that I do this is I still line up my ruler as if I was going to make one big line, and then I just make it dashed instead. And you still need arrows on the end. That part's not entirely new, but this next part is something that you haven't seen before. So once you've done that, you need to take a look at the shading portion of your inequality. So I like to use colors when I do this. You don't have to, but when we get into doing the systems of inequalities, it typically helps to have colors. So the first thing you want to do is put your pencil on the y-intercept. Notice that this symbol means less than. So you want to focus on just the y-axis. Where are all the numbers that are less than 4? Well, that would be this side of the y-axis, because all the numbers up here are bigger. So I'm going to shade from this side of the line all the way this way. Basically, what the shading is representing here is any solution that would make the inequality true. Since it's an inequality, it's not just the line that has the solutions anymore, it's the shading. That's the main new part of this week's lessons. All right, let's try the second one. Notice that this one is not in y equals mx plus b form, so I'm going to write this over here so that we can fix it. 2x minus 3y is less than or equal to 15. All right, first step would be to subtract the 2x. That leaves me with negative 3y is less than or equal to negative 2x plus 15. Divide all 3 by that negative 3. And if you remember from when we were solving inequalities, anytime you divide by a negative number, you need to flip the sign. So this is going to become y is greater than or equal to 2/3 x minus 5. And from there, we're going to graph. Start at negative 5, which is right here, and my slope is up 2, right 3. Okay, now this time, notice that the symbol has a line underneath. So that means I'm going to have a solid line, no dashes this time. So just make a line and draw your arrows. Then take your colored pencil again, put your pencil on the y-intercept. Notice that the symbol says greater than. So I want the side of the y-intercept that's greater than, which is up. It's above. So this time I'm going to go from the line up this way. That's where all the solutions are. All right, last one. Same thing, I got to solve for y. So 3x minus y is greater than 2. First step is to subtract 3x. That leaves me with negative y is greater than negative 3x plus 2. Now I can't have a negative 1y, I need to have a positive 1. So I'm going to divide everything by negative 1. And once again, since I'm dividing by a negative, I got to flip that sign. So y is less than 3x minus 2. My graph is going to start on negative 2, and my slope is 3. That means up 3, right 1. Again, the symbol has no line underneath, so it needs to be a dashed line this time. Dashed line. Don't forget your arrows. Then take your colored pencil and put your pencil on the y-intercept. Notice that this time the symbol is less than, so I need to go less than, which in this case is down, so I shade from the line out to the right, or down. And that's it. That's how you graph linear inequalities in two variables.